Kanimuri may have to put up with a Delhi chill as the court asks the CBI to respond to a bail plea in December. Former DMK Minister K. Nehru can heave a sigh of relief till Friday. The Supreme Court stays his surrender. A top nuclear scientist tells NDTV in an exclusive interview that the nuclear plant is in danger if it's kept idle. Another police reshuffle. Sokalingam is the new IG of the Central Zone. Mahali is the Commissioner of Salem and new DIGs are posted. The Theatre Owners Association say that they will wait for settlement of payment from Sun Pictures before screening their movies. Chief Minister Jayalalitha strikes a chord with music lovers with a new cultural centre for Tirunelveli. Students of 17 music schools will now get a stipend. Gold rallies by touching an all-time high of 29,000 on a strong demand propelled by ongoing marriage season. Hello and welcome with me, Anuj Kalinathopal. Let's take a quick look at the national headlines. 31 accused get a life sentence for the massacre during the Gujarat riots at Sardarpura. NDTV accesses a letter from CAG Vinod Rai to the Prime Minister saying at no point did he exceed his brief as the Prime Minister accused him of doing. The chief of India's largest oil retailer, Indian Oil, tells NDTV there is no directive from the government not to go in for further petrol hikes. Formal discussions between the Amar government and army on limited withdrawal of Armed Forces Special Powers Act ends. Will Manmohan Singh and Pakistan Prime Minister Gilani take forward what's called the Timpu Thaw of the last SAARC meeting. Italian Prime Minister Berlusconi to step down after Parliament passes urgent budget reforms demanded by European leaders. This is India's third highest fourth innings run chase, taking a 1-0 lead in the 3-match test series.
Come with me into the heart of India's nuclear energy program. Visit the Kudankulam nuclear plant with me. See for yourself, is it safe or unsafe? Should it be started or should it be scrapped forever? I am inside the Kudankulam nuclear power plant, India's largest nuclear reactor. Work here has come to a complete halt because of an agitation by the local people. I have with me Dr. S.A. Bharadwaj, who has spent 4 decades in nuclear power and is a very high-level officer in the Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited. Dr. Bharadwaj, how safe is this particular nuclear reactor where we are standing?
Well, I would say that amongst all the technologies created by man, nuclear power is the safest because while designing at every stage you give total importance to safety. At every stage when we design, and I am a designer, you pose a question that what happens if this fails, and you have to build in that answer in the technology. So answers are built into the technology as far as safety is concerned.
How safe is this reactor? Can a Fukushima type of accident happen here?
Well, this particular reactor, which is the technology of today, in fact I will call it technology of tomorrow, is I would say safest plant in the world today. For example, at Fukushima, what happened because of the tsunami event and the loss of power supply consequently, the power was lost and the water supply was lost. Both are crucial for keeping the core cool. Here in this plant, as you see on the top of the plant, just by mere air, natural air at the rooftop can keep the plant cool.
The air does not blowing ahead that can keep it cool.
Just natural air, even if it is not blowing, can keep this plant cool. It will not need any water, any electricity to do that.
Sir, this particular plant has been in the helm of a controversy. The protesters have asked about 50 questions. is the Nuclear Power Corporation of India in a position to answer those questions with some authority?
Well, I must first say that this is the safest plant, and this protest which has been going on is only revealing that we have not been effectively communicating to the people. We have not been able to communicate with the people, telling that how safe is this plant. So we have identified this gap area. There is absolutely no reason that we cannot answer questions on safety. Any question related to the safety of this plant can be answered. It will take time. It's a technology which is different than the usual. But the questions can be answered. We do not see any difficulty in answering the questions.
I have come to this plant earlier. I can't see any worker here today. Earlier we used to see there were bustling several hundreds and thousands of workers here. 13,700 crore rupees the country has invested in this. Do you feel sad? What is going to happen to the plant?
Well, I feel sad as an Indian, sad as part of the management of this company, which is a government company, that we are not able to proceed, and we were so close to producing electricity. Today the skilled workers have gone away, and they may be getting jobs elsewhere, and we will have difficulty to even get them back here. It is going to delay the activities, which were very small activities, were balanced. So I am sad about the whole thing which has happened, but I would again repeat that there has been some gap in our communication which we have to plug, not in the safety.
So this idling of the plant at the very last stage, where you had a hot run, now will it cause any harm to the plant? What is your understanding? You are a technologist, you are a mechanical engineer.
To simplify the things, it is like when you go on a long vacation, what do you do your house before you leave the place? You try to clean your fridge, you try to dry it up, you stop the gas connection, you isolate the electrical connections, you switch off your TV and all equipment. Sometimes even the main switch you switch off. You also make sure that your neighbor once in a while drives your car so that the battery remains charged and the tires keep on rotating once in a while. So all those precautions. In such a big plant, there are many precautions. You just cannot lock it out and walk. You have to make sure we are on a sea coast, and the people living on the sea coast know that how damaging the chloride can be to the equipment here. To the stainless steel utensils in your kitchen, you know that you have to regularly keep them cleaned. The railings in your balcony have to be cleaned, otherwise it gets rusted. Same is true for this plant. So you have to monitor the chemistry, and we need large number of people just to monitor the chemistry, chloride content, of the water quality and so on in the plant. And then some critical equipment you must rotate at least once in a while, just like your car. There are electrical systems which are charged today. We cannot switch them off because certain systems, some pumps are operating, some water supplies are there. So it needs, just like when you go out on a long vacation, you have to see that your house is well maintained. Even then when you return, you find there is fungus growth here and there. There are some signs of rust. Same is going to happen here if we prolong this, that people are not able to come and maintain the plant.
Do you expect any damage to happen to the plant because you're not able to do maintenance which is required? Because it is a complex system.
Say, if this prolongs, yes, but even with this, whatever time period has elapsed, we'll have to now do extensive inspection of the plant, over and above what was required to be done after hot run, to make sure that this period of non-activity has not caused any concern. We'll have to do extensive inspection, but so far I find that it should not have done much damage because these processes are slow in nature. But if it prolongs, yes, we'll have to take a massive program of preserving the equipment.
You're standing, and I am also standing inside the nuclear plant. You've been in and out of nuclear plants. Are you scared of standing here with tons of uranium and radiation which is behind you? As a person, are you scared?
Not at all, not at all. I have spent 40 years and I'm prepared to spend, in fact, I am going to spend my life now. I have realized that you need to educate the people. Educate the people that how safe is this technology. And I'm going to be here around. I am not at all scared because I know that when these plants operate in the normal conditions, there is absolutely no radiation. There is no impact outside. And when we talk of radiation also, I must, in fact, to simplify, state that it is just like temperature variation across a country. Similarly, nature has given us radiation everywhere and it varies from place to place. What these man-made things add, for example, the nuclear reactors, is negligible. It is so negligible, it is saying that temperature, if a normal place was 25 and if you had put up a fire, it may become 25.001. It is negligible of that order. It is negligible. It is within the range in which we survive. The population of India particularly, in fact, we go out, the fields are even higher in the background. So we are very much within the natural background and it is harmless at all, totally.
Non-starting of the plant, is it causing any financial loss?
It is causing a financial loss. It is causing, number one, there's such a large investment which is not becoming productive. So there is obviously this direct financial loss of interest. There is some administrative costs which are being paid today. But more than that, we are not able to generate electricity. Forget about the revenue which will come out of the electricity. This electricity has a multiplier effect on the industry. The whole industry which could have grown, say in the total life of their industry 1 month earlier or 2 months earlier or 3 months earlier will now get delayed. So it has a multiplier effect. In fact, the financial loss can be very large if you try to calculate this.
So the people of Tamil Nadu will also benefit. So they are also suffering by the non-start of this plant.
Yeah, people only will benefit. The infrastructure, this is a part of infrastructure and government is setting up infrastructure for the benefit of the people. This is very much required for development. Therefore, we are delaying our development. Where are our neighbors? We are finding that Pakistan is going ahead building reactors. China is at the fastest pace today in the world, which even we cannot match that pace because they have realized that this is very much required. Our neighbor Bangladesh is going to have a VVR reactor. So I think we are going to lag behind if we do not attend to this immediately.
So is this one of the safest Russian reactors ever made?
It is one of the safest Russian reactors. In fact, I would like to clarify that when in India, NPCL, if at all it buys the technology, it is buying the technology under its own specifications. And these specifications are built specifically for meeting our requirements. For example, we know that in our country, electricity grids have been rather unstable. So in all our plants, and particularly here, because this is the largest size plant which we have ever built, 1000 megawatts, a lot of emphasis has been given on this particular aspect. And as I told you in the beginning, this can be cooled by simple air at the rooftop. Nowhere in the world this feature exists. So this is not a usual VVR. This is a VVR made for Indian specifications to meet Indian requirements of safety. And this is, I think, exclusive in the whole world.
That was Dr. S.A. Bharadwaj telling us that the nuclear reactor is safe and the electricity generated from this will not only benefit Tamil Nadu but also benefit the states of Karnataka, Pondicherry and the neighboring areas. So if the plant is not started soon, it may corrode fast, and that is something which the country will not want to happen. With camera person SP Babu in Kudankulam, Pallav Bagla for NDTV.